Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm gonna be giving you part 15 of What If Naruto Unlock a Strange Power. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in social media platform, and also stay in tune for What If Naruto was greatest puppeteer, and also What If Naruto was trained by all the greats over on Anime King for you guys to enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all for your help and your support, and yeah. So without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So the last part we left off, the battle began between Naruto and Sasuke. As the both of them were clashing, Suigetsu tried to interfere, as Naruto simply electrocuted him. Jugo then arrived as Naruto shoved a javelin right through his chest, killing him. Sasuke quickly realized he was no match for Naruto because everything he did was nothing compared to Naruto, as Naruto body and smashed him down. As Naruto drive a Rasengan that destroyed his face completely, ending his life once and for all. The masked man then appeared as Naruto went through hand sign. As a seal and array appeared, Naruto has been waiting for this the entire time. As he told Obito to take off his mask, which he did, but that didn't matter right now. Still, he will complete his goals. As Naruto handed over back the eye to him, Obito checked it for anything, but there wasn't anything, off about it, so he implanted, as his hand glowed green for a second. Fusing by the eye, as he felt reunited, he felt perfect once again. But Naruto simply smirked. He's been waiting for this opportunity for a long time now. And that was really dumb of him to accept the eye from someone who can create seals that not even the sharingan can see. As the eye exploded, killing him. As Naruto then went after Black Zetsu. Black Zetsu wasn't given the chance to flee, as Naruto used Amaterasususano and burned him to a crisp. Everything was going well and the meeting was going to be over right now. But the Raikage and Oniki, they were going to go up against war against Konoha. After all, they heard that Naruto did not have the 9 tails anymore. From what he said to Obito, they didn't know that he still have a chakra inside of him. As the Raikage started to talk about the old man, the third, being a fool, sacrificing himself for all those fools, as Naruto made him shut his mouth by slicing off his arm, as they had to flee from that place. But they're starting a war. 1 week passed as Naruto headed off to gather some information as he found everything that he could. He also destroyed the samples that Orochimaru had for the Edo Tensei. After one of his spies found out the location as he came back to the village, he reunited with Samui as things was going rather well. Fu was having her baby. As Naruto touched a seal, he was brought in his seal by Kiyomi as he saw the other Jinchurikis. It seems that the 8 tails didn't like to be with Killer B, as it wanted to be free, as B was pushing the 8 tail consciousness in the back while using his power. So he told Naruto to free him, which Naruto will do. And they all gave him a piece of their power so that he could free them from the Gedo statue. Naruto saw a glimpse of the Sage of Six Paths that was rather surprising, as he then fired something to Naruto. A pulse, as Naruto's eye changed. He had a Rinnegan with a 6 Tomo Sharingan inside of it as well. As Kurama came there in a smaller form and told him that he had the Sage of Six Paths power now, and it was a balance, as Naruto had the both of them combined in his body right now. After that, Fu had her baby, the war then started, as Naruto had to go on the battlefield. As the ninjas and the soldiers that he trained, they came to respect him, the civilians who were helping destroy all of the cursed small warriors that Orochimaru sent out. On the third time, Orochimaru decided to go himself, as Oniki and the Raikage was planning if Orochimaru failed, they would simply just kill him and take over the hidden sound themselves, and then they would take care of that Namikaze once and for all. As Naruto met Orochimaru on the battlefield, as he decided to show him that he was nothing compared to him, Orochimaru was quickly being outclassed to the point where he had to exit his body and become that giant white snake, as Naruto decided it was time for him to finish this. So yeah guys, so it's basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across the blade projector for yourself. So what do you say begin this new episode? It's time that you die, said Orochimaru. As Naruto had his Rasengan shuriken spinning. I know how tricky you are, so I'll make sure that you die complete, Naruto said, as he added the Amaterasususano flames as the jutsu became pitch black. I don't care what you're doing, it's time you die, Orochimaru said, as he launched at Naruto with his jaws open, Inferno style, Rasengan shuriken, Naruto said, as he threw the jutsu. Orochimaru was shocked that he was able to throw it. It should be impossible to throw a jutsu that dense. As the thing collided right into him, he was already coming off with the momentum. Explode, Naruto said. The thing exploded in black flames. Orochimaru cried out in pain as the wind needles were also tearing into his chakra network as he cried and collapsed the ground as the jutsu was ripping him apart. As the massive dome of pure black flames and slicing blades last for 5 minutes, Orochimaru could not escape. When the dome finally died down, the only thing that was left was the head of Orochimaru. All the snakes were gone. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw a white snake trying to slither away. Amaterasu, he said, as the white snake was burned before it disintegrated. As Naruto walked up to the head, as he held onto his blade and drive it down, slicing the head in half. As he tried to feel for any other signal of Orochimaru, but nothing. The bastard was finally dead. As Naruto turned his head, as he left off to find Shikaku, Shikaku was being surrounded by 500 curse mark users. As Naruto leaped and landed right in the center beside him. Looks like you can use some help, he said, as he activated Susanoo, the half-body form. Release the shadow position, said Naruto, as Shikaku did, as Naruto sliced right through them. More came as Naruto did it once again, his Susanoo proving triumphant and starting to crush them. As he killed off 1,000 warriors, he noticed the other shinobis cleaning up as well. With the 1,000 he took out, they were down to less than 3,000 enemies. I must have overestimated the strength of the enemy, Naruto said. You know, if they fight through the night, they should be done in the morning, said Shikaku. Yeah, I know, instead of us heading back right away, we should wait a week and relax to give the troop a break. We won the first part of the fight with no deaths, only wounded. Well, I can use a week off. I actually had to do work. And I love Yoshino and all, but I don't want to get yelled at by her. So I can use a 1 week break, he said. Oh yeah, speaking of which, you missed Samui's birthday. I guess that's bad for you, said Shikaku. Yeah, she's gonna be pissed, said Naruto. Good thing I have a lot of rooms. Anyway, let's finish this. I want to get back to camp and relax, said Shikaku. You go ahead, there's a spy running off. Most likely Kumo. I'll go stop them, said Naruto. As he could sense a person retreating, he snapped his head towards the side before taking off. Naruto moved at brilliant speed. The man had no chance he spin around. He pulled out a blade, but before he could draw it completely, Naruto sliced right through him. As he collapsed down, Naruto went over to the body. As he saw it was C, the bodyguard of the Raikage. Stupid to send one of your best fighters as a spy. As Naruto searched the man, and from what he could put together, he was here to spy and see what was going on, and if possible, if Orochimaru was weakened, he was to kill him. With nothing else to look for, Naruto burned the body of C and returned to the battle. Time skip. The next morning, the shinobis from Konoha and the San were heading back to camp. They defeated all the curse mark users and burned all the bodies. It took them a few hours to arrive, and once they did, Shikaku spoke up. Okay, good work everybody. With that wave, we have defeated the entire Son Shinobi army. Naruto also killed Orochimaru in battle. Now listen, Naruto set up seals along the border, so we can all go home now. The next attack was delayed another month, so we have till February to relax and be with our families. We decided to stay for an extra week to rest before heading back, but if you wish to go home right now, you may leave in a few hours. You can also leave anytime during the week. Just let me or Naruto know that you're leaving. Medics, I can't thank you enough for what you did. After today, I'm no longer the leader of you all. The next time, Hokage will be handing out orders before heading to the battlefield. Now get some rest. You all earned it, he said, as he walked away. As Naruto stayed back to see who left, the entire medic team left. Most of them were civilians who were trained in the medic program, and they had families to go back to. All of the Sand Shinobis left, and half of the Konoha Shinobis left. So only Naruto, Shikaku, and 5,000 Leaf Shinobi remained. A few days go by, and the rest of the Shinobi went back home, as Naruto and Shikaku were the only one left to clean up any important files. So, are you ready to go home and face your girlfriend, who would be pissed off at you for missing her birthday? That was last week and you decided to stay an extra week. I feel like you're just trying to get yourself into trouble, said Shikaku, as he sealed up more documents. You're worrying about me. You should be more worried about your skull. Shikamaru told me how your wife loved to use a frying pan when she's pissed off. Samui, she just get mad, but not any physical contact like trying to hit me. And also I have the perfect gift for her when I get back. By the way, I never asked, how did Yoshino take it when Shikamaru brought Temaru over, said Naruto. Well, you see, the crazy thing is they bonded quite well. And she is a perfect girl for him. She does give him an hour of quiet time. Because us Nara just need some time to relax. So yeah, they're doing pretty well, said Shikaku. Good for him, said Naruto. Time skip. In Konoha, Teiwaya, Karin, Kunai, who had their daughter with her. She was now 7 months old. As Samui and Snavi, they all were enjoying a nice lunch when they heard civilians run by. As they were going towards the front gate, Lady Snavi, do you know what's going on? Asked Teiwaya. Yeah, I never seen these civilians run excited like this for anything, said Karin. I don't know, but I'm not getting in the middle of it, said Snavi. I'm heading back to the office. Samui, can you be my bodyguard to the office? I don't want to hear Shizune saying that I'm walking around without a bodyguard, said Snavi. Yeah, I can do that, said Samui. Lady Hokai, can I speak to you? As Snavi looked up to see Yoshino and Nara standing there. Sure, me and Samui were heading to my office. You can join us, said Snavi. As the three of them left. Meanwhile, Naruto and Shikaku, as they reached the gate, as they were met with cheers. It's not every day a random group of civilians enter war and come back strong enough as a Chunin. Even the medics were there. Naruto couldn't help but smile at that. As much fun as this was, we need to hand in a report. So can you all please head back to what you were doing, said Shikaku. Yes, Captain. That was what he got in return as they all left. It's gonna be best to avoid this mob, said Shikaku, as he melted in his shadow. Wow, that was cool, said Naruto, as he vanished in a lightning water sunshine. In Snavi's office, Yoshino was asking questions. Didn't you say that the first battle was already over? Why isn't Shikaku back? You think he's doing this on purpose, just because he wanted to stay out there and be lazy? When he get back, I'm gonna beat him in my pants, she said. The two then heard voice coming. I'm telling you, water and lightning is better than just sinking in a shadow. I'm telling you, sinking in a shadow give you a more mysterious feeling, said Shikaku. As the two entered the office, ouch, Shikaku said, as he was hitting the head of the frying pan. Where have you been, said Yoshino. I was at the camp cleaning, making sure that everything was secure with Naruto. We sent all the troops home first. And it took some processing, he said. You sure that you weren't with any war sluts that I'm sure you ran into, she asked. We've been together for 20 years. Why would I cheat on you now? Besides, when we did run into the war sluts, as you call them, I never even go near them, he said. It's true, we are too busy planning and training the civilians to get rid of any of these war sluts, said Naruto. Okay, Naruto, I know you want to see Samui, so hand in your report so you can leave. Same go for you, Shikaku. As they gave him the report, as Shikaku and his wife left. Where's Samui, said Naruto. She went home about 30 minutes ago. I guess a large crowd was for you and Shikaku. Yeah, it was, said Naruto. Sorry about that, we didn't know that he was coming. But I have a lovely girlfriend to go see, so I'll see you later, Granny. As he flashed away, as there was a hurricane mark on his door as he arrived, he quietly entered the house so she wouldn't hear him. As he made his way to one of the showers, where she wouldn't hear, as he took a shower, as he got dressed and came back downstairs. She was reading a book as he came up behind her. That must be a really good book if you hadn't noticed me home already, he said, as she froze. She turned. She instantly jumped off the couch and jumped right on him, wrapping her arms around him, as she gave him a passionate kiss. I'm so happy that you're back, she said. She broke the kiss with him. You're not mad at me? No, she said. That's good. I thought I was going to get the silent treatment, he said. I know that you didn't miss my birthday on purpose. After all, you're fighting to protect the village, and by association me, she said. I would have came back if I had a choice. I didn't want to miss it, but I had to. I have missed you for these past 7 months, he said. You didn't let any of those war sluts touch you, right? She asked. You must have been hanging around Yoshino, said Naruto. But to answer your question, no, I didn't let them touch me. I didn't even leave the camp until I had to go to find Amoy and Karu. Yeah, speaking of them, they already found a house that they wanted. You know, I was wondering, they are best friends, said Naruto. Did they pick one house? Yes, said Samui. But they got together. Turns out, on their way back to Kumo, they got together one night when there was a storm. They had been keeping it a bit of a secret, but now that they're here, they can fully do what they please, and they have one house after all. Good for them, said Naruto. Even without the bickering, they seem like a good match, because they always seem to make up, said Naruto. Well, yes it is. Now, you've been gone for the past 7 months, and I really miss you. I'm afraid we're gonna have to stay in for the entire day. Well, given that I was gone for so long, I would love that as well, said Naruto, as he picked her up in his arms, as he started to kiss her before bringing her upstairs. Time skip, Naruto and Samui arrive at Uncle's house. Before they could knock, Iruka came outside. Naruto, when did you get back, he asked. Oh, I got back yesterday. I just spent the entire day with Samui-chan, he said. Yeah, we're here to see the kids, said Samui. We know that they're all here. They're in the living room. I'm heading to work. See you later on, he said, and with that he headed off. They walk inside and take their shoes off. Well, let's surprise everybody, said Naruto. As they walk in to see Fu with Hoshi, Kurenai has Mirai, and Uncle has her twins. Well, isn't this a pretty sight? My goddaughter and nieces in one room, along with my precious sisters. Make me want to wipe away my tears, if only I wasn't holding an angel in my arms, Naruto said, making Samui blush. Naruto, Fu, Uncle and Kurenai yell. He could have swore that he heard one of the kids say his name, but he played it off as his own imagination. As he sat Samui down on the couch, and he was tackling a group hug. Naruto, it's so good to see you, said Fu. Yeah, we miss our slapping buddy, said Uncle, as she slapped him in the back of the head, hugging him. Yeah, when did you get back, said Kurenai. Oh, I got back yesterday. Didn't you see the welcome committee? So that was you, Uncle, said. She slapped him once again, making his eyebrow twitch. He touched a spot on the couch where she was about to sit down before he walked off. As Samui saw what he did and just chuckled to herself, as he made his way over as Mariah and Hoshi crawled over to him, as he picked them up as they giggled, as he started to tickle their stomachs, as the two babies started to make baby noises. I miss you two, said Naruto, as Hoshi mumbled something that sounded just like Naruto. Wait, did she just speak? Kurenai came over. Come on, Mariah, say mama. Say mama, she said. Come on, Hoshi, say mama, said Fu. The two girls looked at their mother with a confused look on their face. Before the both of them spoke, Naru, as Fu and Kurenai hung their heads down. Suddenly, Uncle's children started to cry. Well, it seems Akira and Ikari need to be changed, said Uncle. I'll do it, said Naruto. You can just sit down and relax, as he took up the two babies. The diapers are in the room next to their crib, thanks, she said. As he went off with the two babies, suddenly a large crash was heard, as he then came back with them after changing them, as he started to laugh. Naruto, when is she coming down, said Kurenai while laughing. She's coming back now, said Naruto. Sure enough, as he put down the babies, Uncle came falling back down as he caught her. Think twice before you slap me again next time, he said. Naruto, what was that? Oh, it's just an ear pressure seal. That goes off the moment the amount of weight is added to it. Next time, I'll slap you even harder, Uncle mumbled. What was that, said Naruto. Oh, nothing, she said, as she took her two babies. Naruto, why were you carrying Samui around today, asked Fu, as Samui turned her head. Well, she couldn't exactly walk today, he said, with a blush on his face. He walked off, as he went to get some drinks and come back. So, who's gonna fix the hole in my ceiling, said the uncle. What hole, said Naruto. That hole right about... She stopped. What the hell, she said, as the hole was no longer there. Shit, what the hell just happened, said Uncle. Shit, both Mariah and Hoshi said. Uncle, Fu, and Kurenai yelled out, as she rubbed the back of her head. Sorry about that, she said. Naruto, how did you fix that hole, said Fu, confused as well. Oh, all the houses have repair seals on them, so you don't have to worry, said Naruto. Oh yeah, and I got some gift from Spring Country for you guys, said Naruto, as he unsealed some large scroll from his hands. What's in the scroll, said Kurenai. These scrolls have TV inside that are all 32 to 50 inch long. Koyuki gave me these as gift for the houses after I told her about the compound. She gave you each a photograph picture of herself once I told her that you guys were fans. As Naruto created some clones to get to work to help fix them with TV, use the wall mounts. Well, that was nice of Koyuki to do. I'm surprised you didn't sleep with her when you had the chance at Uncle. As Naruto turned his head slowly towards Uncle, before slowly narrowing his eyes behind him, as Samui had a smile on her face that he didn't really like. Naruto, when did you have the opportunity to sleep with Koyuki, she asked, rather sweet. As he looked towards Uncle, Fu and Kurenai for help, but they all turned their head whistling. Well, it was before I met you again. I saved her country. Well, I defeated her uncle, saving her country in an SR mission. After it was over, I declined. After she offered. She's married now, so there's nothing to worry about. Okay, but can you at least try to look ugly so no girls will want you, said Samui, as he just laughed. Sorry, I guess good looks just run in the family, he said. Speaking of family, you will never guess who I heard is having a baby, said Uncle. Who, said Naruto. As he sips on his drink. Sakura and Kiba, she said. As Naruto started to choke on his drink. As he turned all purple. As his soul started to leave his body. Someone reached forward and grabbed his soul. As she shoved it back into him. You're not dying on my watch, he said. As he woke up. Who slapped me, he said. As everyone simply shrugged. Kiba and Sakura, how did it happen, asked Kunai. Oh, Nai-chan, do we really have to explain how it happened? You should know, I mean that's how Mariah was born. Naruto said as he got slapped by Kunai. I know how, idiot. I mean, how? I never saw them around each other, she said. Oh, a quickie turned to a lot of quickies, which turned to them screwing like every day. Kiba was kicked out of the clan since they know how Harunas are. They're just after money and fame. Only thing his mother did was buy him a house and paid it off, and gave him 10 million Ryu. Kasumi is pissed because her first grandchild is going to be born in 6 months. And she can't even claim it because that means she'll have to bring Kiba back to the clan, and by extension that means the entire Haruna family, said Uncle. Well, that's what happened when you roll around streets, said Fu. Well, at least she still have Hana. Oh, by the way, Naruto said, are you two going to be active shinobi again? Yes, we are, but Snally is only sending us on C and B rank missions until the war is over. She doesn't trust us to leave 3 kids alone with Asuma and Aruka, so she's gonna send us out separately, said Kunai. Well, after the war you can leave your kids with me if you want to do a mission together. I'll even take them when you all want to have a girl night out, said Naruto. Seriously? You do that for us? Said Uncle. Yeah, sure. I plan on taking a break after the war anyway. I want to focus on building my relationship with Samui. I can handle 4 kids, come on. I can make thousands of clones, it's no big deal for me. Okay, sure. After the war is over, Uncle Naruto will be on baby duty. For the rest of the night they enjoyed their time together. As he left at midnight. As Naruto picked up Samui because he fallen asleep on the couch an hour ago. As he brought her home. As he tucked her in. As he went to sleep as well. The next morning. As he woke up as he was going to plan a wonderful date between him and Samui. So he went out. As he made his way to Ichiraku Ramen. As he entered and made his way to Ayam's office where she was working. He opened the door, she turned around. His jaw dropped. She was pregnant. Naruto, it's so good to see you, she said. She gave him a big hug. When did you get back, she asked. He looked around and he saw her ladle in the kitchen. Oh, I've been back for 2 days now, he said. As he was then hit across the head with a ladle. So what she said was true. It just appeared out of nowhere, said Naruto as he rubbed his head. You've been back for 2 days and you didn't come see me, she said. What the hell have you been doing? Am I not that important anymore, she asked. No, that's not it, said Naruto. It's just I had to spend time with Samui. And we went to see all the kids. And I had to meet the twins. Speaking of which, look at you. You're having a baby. I thought you weren't ready yet. I wasn't, but I guess Kami has other plans for me. But I'm not upset about it though. I am happy as I could be. Before the war started, the spring daimyo wanted me to start a restaurant over there. I guess the daimyo heard about me through a diplomat. I just can't get into contact right now, she said. I can send a message to Koyoki if you want me to, said Naruto. My messenger fox loved the lands of spring. Really? Thank you so much, she said. She pulled a scroll from her jaw. Here's my letter I wrote for her. Naruto went through hand sign, summoning jutsu. As Kinto appeared. Yo, Naruto, what's up, man? He said. I need to take a message to Koyoki for me. It's from Ayam, he said. Oh, I can do that. Koyoki, she always scratched the back of my ear. And it's awesome, he said, as he took the scroll and poofed away. He'll be back in like a week. Now, as for why I'm here, is the rooftop area ready yet? Yes, it's been ready for a few months now. It's just so expensive, no one wants to rent it out. I have started to think that is a bad idea. Well, I want to reserve the entire rooftop for a date with Samui tonight. How much does it cost for the entire rooftop to be reserved, he said. Well, it's 26,000 Ryu an hour for a table. But you want the entire rooftop, so it will triple the amount. How long do you need for it, she asked. About 3 hours. I'll be here at 9, he said. Well, for 3 hours, the entire thing will cost you 234,000 Ryu. Alright, put your reserve down for Namikaze at 9 PM, he said. Why are you doing this if you don't mind me asking, she asked. Well, I've been gone for several months, and I missed her birthday. So I'm doing this as a makeup gift. She said that she was okay with me missing her birthday, but I still need to do something for her, he said. Alright then, I'll let the waiter at the door know. As Naruto paid her, as she hugged him as he headed off. Time skip. As Naruto was wearing a nice 3-piece black suit, as he had on some silver cufflinks with diamonds in them as he had those on, as he had on black snakeskin shoes. He waited for Samui to come down and she was, well, perfect. She had on a black dress that hugged her body tightly. It showed a lot of cleavage but she couldn't help it After all, her breast size was the same as Natty. As the dress had a split that went down her left leg, starting her knee going down. The dress was made of material that would sparkle when light reflect off of it. As she was wearing a diamond necklace and diamond earrings. As she had on some dark red lipstick. And she was wearing black heels. Wow, you look beautiful, said Naruto. I can say the same about you, handsome, she said. As he offered his arm. As she kissed him on the cheek and took his arm. As many people saw them on the road and was admiring how both of them looked so good. As they were walking, some of the civilians that Naruto had trained were looking out just to make sure that they were okay. Even though Naruto could take care of himself, and they all knew that. But then Naruto felt something, well, anger coming towards him, rage. What the hell? Samui said a voice. Samui stopped as she instantly recognized that voice as she turned. Atsui, what are you doing here, she said. I'm here to claim what's mine. I won you in a fight the Raikage held, and now I'm here to take you back. You're mine, he says. He stepped forward. But the moment he did, he was punched right in the face, before he was knocked right in the stomach and drop kicked to the ground. As the civilians were there. Don't you disrespect Lady Samui or Lord Naruto in our presence. Something like that will get you killed, the civilian said. That bitch belongs to me, and I will have her, Atsui said. The civilian man reared back his fist and broke Atsui's nose. I already warned you. Naruto-sama, what shall we do with him? Take him to Ibiki in the IT department. I heard he's lonely at this time of night, said Naruto. As they knocked Atsui out and took him to Ibiki. Well, let's go, said Naruto, as he headed off. Namikaze for rooftop area, said Naruto. Of course, Naruto-chan, the lady said. As Naruto turned towards her. Huh? Mina? What are you doing here? I thought you worked at the hospital. Well, I do, but a civilian tried to get a bit too touchy with me, and I accidentally beat him into a coma, so I got suspended. Today is my last day though. This must be Samui you told me about. She's really beautiful like you said, Naruto-chan, said Mina, as she extended her hand towards Samui. Nice to meet you and thank you for the compliment, said Samui. Oh, you don't have to call me ma'am, call me Mina. Now if the two lovebirds follow me, I'll take you guys to the rooftop. As they were brought upstairs, as they were amazed how the place looked at night. Lights were all around and rose petals lead to their table. As Naruto pulled out a chair for Samui as she sat down as he had a seat. Now, I'll be your waitress for today. Now what can I get you to drink beside the steak that is already here? I'll take water and a slice of lemon in it, said Naruto. I'll do the same to Samui. Okay then, now, would you like to order now? Or wait until I come back with the drinks, said Mina. I'll order now, said Samui. I'll take the filet mignon, medium well, with mashed potatoes and green beans, Samui said. I'll take the Cajun chicken pasta, said Naruto. Mina nodded as she left. How do you know her, Naruto? Asked Samui. She was the old man's secretary when I was little. She was one of the nicest people to me. She always gave me candy, said Naruto. She's nice. I can just feel it from her, said Samui. Yeah, I know. So what have you been doing? When I was on the front lines, Naruto asked. Well, I've been guarding the Hyuga clan since Hayashi and Lady Snaddy agreed that it would be best if they didn't participate in this war. Their eyes can't be stolen, but it will be still bad if they were taken hostage. We found some spies from Kumo that were sent to kidnap the Hyuga woman. They were sent to Ibiki. And I was mostly with Karen and TY a lot. They told me that you wanted to check up on me. You sent them. That was nice. As she then blushed. What's wrong, said Naruto. Well, I kind of went to the sex shop, she said. And I got a sex toy, she said, blushing. When you were gone. After all, a girl is lonely. Well, no time back, you'll never feel lonely again, said Naruto. Oh, I know, she said. Oh yeah, and there was also an incident with Kiba. He was talking a big game when he saw us by the sex shop. And Hinata accidentally activated her Byakugan gun and said that he was less than average. And Tsunade taught me some medical ninjutsu while you were away. And I spent time with Fu, Anko, and Kurna getting to know them. We couldn't do much. We just set for picnics in the park. That's good. Sounds like you had some fun, said Naruto. I was just training civilians until they got back. A lot of bandits tried to rob us, but the civilians stopped them. After a while, Mina returned their drinks and food. As she placed on the food and the drinks, and let them have their privacy. This looked delicious, said Samui, as she took a bite. It is, she said. Yeah, I mostly prepared the fancy meal herself, because she said that they have to taste a certain way. Believe it or not, she was able to cook like this the day I met her. Her and her father was the one who actually taught me to cook, said Naruto. As he started to eat as well. After a wonderful dinner, Naruto took Samui after saying goodbye to Mina and Ayam, as he had another surprise. As they teleported away, they arrived at the Hokage personal training ground, with a dock on it. As Samui saw baby foxes drinking water along with deers, and some beautiful fireflies were all around, making the place look more elegant. It's beautiful. Where are we? She said. We're at the Hokage personal training ground. This is where my uncle trained with Hokage permission. The only way to get in is if the bearer has your chakra signature. That is why I took your chakra signature this morning, he said. It's so nice and peaceful here. No wonder why the Hokage chose this place, she said. But why are we here? For your final surprise, he said. As he cleared his throat, he then got on one knee, her eyes widened. Samui, we've been together for almost a year. But if we had to choose personally, we would say almost 12 years. For the day you met me in the alley. When we first played in the forest. To get in those necklaces. To be in each other's first kiss. You were the only girl I could think about, he said. In my mind, you were the only woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. I looked for you on every mission I went on. And even when I was away for 2.5 years. When you came back after the pain invasion, I was at a loss for words. How beautiful you grew up to be. While I was away for the last 7 months, I thought about you each and every day. I was even tempted to come see you after I brought Karu and Amoy back, but I had to fight it. I've been in love with you since the first day we met, and since you've gotten back, that love has just grown even more. Will you make me the happiest man alive and marry me, he said, as he pulled out a ring. Tears were leaking from her eyes at this moment. Yes, I will marry you, yes, she said. As Naruto placed a ring on her finger, as he stood up and wiped her eyes, as she gave him the biggest, longest, passionate kiss she has ever given him. After they stopped, she looked at the beautiful ring. It's perfect, everything. This setup, everything is also perfect, she said. This has been the best night of my life so far. The next will be when I give birth to my children. Come on, he said, let's go home. Later that night, Samui, Namikaze. I like the sound of that, she said, as she was cuddling on Naruto's chest. Me too, he said, as he kissed her and then fell asleep. Next day they woke up as they got to Uncle's house, as Fu and Kurna were there. Good, you're all here, said Naruto. That makes it easier to tell you all, as Snady was there as well, in the living room. Tell us what, Naruto asked Snady. We're engaged, Samui said as she stepped forward. A bustle of excitement happened as all the girls rushed forward, congratulating them. As they saw the ring, their jaw fell to the ground. Holy hell, that's one hell of a ring, said Fu. That thing must cost a fortune, said Kunai. As they talked for hours upon hours. As all of them were just happy. Everything was going wonderful. Time skip. 1 month later, as Naruto was currently in the Hokage's office. So Naruto, we know that you have to fight the 8-tailed Jinchuriki. But what about everything else? The Raikage and Tishikage will be on the battlefield. How do we deal with them? Tsunade said as she was going to lead the plan up to Naruto. Right after war was over, she would hand the title of Hokage over to him. She has had the hat for 4 years now. Jiraiya was already retiring after the war, so she figured she should retire as well. Well, I figure you and Gaara should take on Tishikage, said Naruto. And use your secret, said Naruto as he looked towards Tsunade. Well, I guess I should, she said. What most people did not know was that Tsunade had access to wood style. Yes, when she was with Minato all those years ago, she was training, and she found out that she had the ability of her grandfather. With your wood style combined with Gaara-san, you guys should be easy to take on Tishikage, said Naruto. And Jiraiya, with your Sage Mode against the Raikage Lightning Armor, you should be able to react fast to it. I recommend you head back to Mount Miyaboku to continue and increase your Sage training. You can use Shadow Clone to help, but you can only use probably 4 in that mode. I can already use Sage Mode, Naruto. You've seen me use it. Why should I go back to train any? Asked Jiraiya. Because you may be a sage but it's incomplete. You still need to summon the other toads on your shoulder to use it. You need to learn how to do it yourself. In a battle against Raikage, speed is crucial, and you would need to take time to summon the toads. You can complete your Sage training with the use of Shadow Clones. You can just dispel one instantly and enter Sage mode. He's right, Jiraiya, but now that we have our match up, what about everyone else? Their bodyguards are most likely all stronger than an elite Jonin, said Snady. They're not that strong, said Naruto. The only one that we should worry about is Darue. I recommend putting Asuma and Uchiha against him. Uchiha is our best Kinjutsu user, and Asuma is the second best wind user after me, and that can cancel out Darue's Black Lightning. As for Kurasuke, she had the Lava Genkai. She used fire and earth jutsus. I'd recommend that we use Fu, but she retired, so the next best thing is Karue. She has a strong water and lightning affinity, not strong as Fu but close. As for Akisaki, we can let Amoy handle him. He's an earth user. Amoy can cancel him out with his lightning jutsus. We don't have to worry about C. I already ended his life after the 3rd wave. He was a spy for the Raikage. Oh yeah, that reminds me, the attack won't happen until March. I guess Kiri stopping the ships did more damage than I expected, said Naruto. Okay, this gives us something to work with. I will still have Genin, Chunins, and Jonins the Anfu guarding the village. I was thinking about putting Izumon Katetsu in charge of their own posts. The Hyuga have agreed to put 3 Hyuga members at weak points in the village defense. The Inuzaku's laws will be there to sniff out anything that seemed foreign. And the Aburame clans decide to come to the front lines and fight, said Tsunade. That's good. What about the Yamanaka, Akamichi, and Nara clans? Asked Jiraiya. They will also be in the front line fighting. Now Naruto, when you fight the ATL Jinchuriki, how will you deal with the Biju bomb? She asks. You don't have to worry about that, I can simply teleport it away with the Harashin. The difficult thing is me fighting him without killing him. I need to remove the ATLs from him. And I need to find out how he feels about Kumo starting a war. His answer will determine if he lives or not. Then you will most likely have to kill him. Despite his weird way of talking and his easygoing attitude, he supports whatever he does. And it seems like he doesn't see anything wrong with it. But anyway, Nerd and I have something to do. I'll be back later, Tsunade, said Jiraiya. As the both of them quickly left the office. What the hell do they have to do, she wondered. Timeskip, Hyuga compound. Jiraiya-sama, Naruto-sama, how may we help you? The gate guard asks. Well, we don't really have an appointment. It's more of a surprise for my little firecracker, said Naruto. Sorry, she entered the compound but we do not know where she went. She just disappeared most like 2 hours for the day. Don't worry, I know where she is, said Naruto. May we enter? Of course, the guard said. As he led them into the compound, as they ran into Neji, Hinata and Hayashi. Naruto, what are you doing here? I didn't know that you were back, said Hinata as she hugged him. Naruto was scared because if you remember correctly, all of this slapping thing started with Hinata on that first day when she slapped him. Well, I've been back for a month now. As he stepped back, standing behind Jiraiya. We're here to see Hanabi, he said. Oh, you've been back for a month, she said. And I didn't even know. As she started to walk towards him, I didn't know, she said, that sweet smile on her face. Jiraiya smirked as he stepped out of the way. Betrayal, said Naruto. As Hinata tackled him to the ground and started to smack him. As Jiraiya simply chuckled as the others simply watched. 5 minutes of non-stop slapping. Okay, so next time you come back, you'll tell me, right? As Naruto simply nodded. Good, she said. So why are you here for Hanabi? As Naruto simply got back up like nothing just happened to him. Actually, it would be better if I show you, said Naruto. Now come on, I know exactly where she is. Time skip. At a secret pond. As Hanabi was sitting around playing with some toads and talking to them. Tatsuyu, you need to slow down on eating, you might choke. Kichi, you need to stop acting so mean to Tatsuyu. And stop stealing his food. As Jiraiya was surprised when he saw her playing with the toads. Well, isn't this a surprise? I thought you said you didn't like toads. Hanabi froze. She spun around. How did you find me, she said. As she didn't notice all of them were there. I've always known that you were back here, said Naruto. And I knew that you liked toads, he said with a smile. Now, me and Jiraiya have something for you. But these toads right here, they're not ordinary toads. They are the sons of the toad boss, Gambunta, Gamikiche, and Gamatatsu. Seems like they just come here for the food. And you know your dad's gonna be pissed because you just leave without telling him, right? Said Jiraiya. As Hanabi looked at the toads, who had sheepish looks on their faces. Now, as for why we're here, I would like you to become the successor for the toad contract, said Jiraiya. Hayashi, Neji, and Hinata were surprised to hear that. So what do you say? Would you accept this, Hanabi? He asked. I could become the new toad summoner, she thought. What about Naruto? He trained under Jiraiya-sama already. What about big brother Naruto, she asked. He trained under you, he should get the contract, not me, she said. He could have get the contracts, but he signed the foxes, and he can't take the contract of 2 rival clans. Now, the decision is yours. As he took the scroll off his back, as she nodded, as he unraveled the scroll, she looked up at her father. He simply nodded, as she signed it. As he showed her the hand sign, she slammed her hand in the ground. As Gamakiche appeared from where he was right in front of her. Yo, name is Gamakiche. Nice to properly meet you, Hanbi, he said. Wait. You can talk? So, why haven't you been talking to me all this time, she asked. Unless a summon is specifically sent to the human world to get a summoner, we are not allowed to talk to humans. Well, I guess if that is a rule. So now what, she said. Well, I'm going to the Toad world to perfect my sage mode. Is it okay if she come with me and train? When will you be leaving, asked Hayashi. I'll be heading there tomorrow. Can I stop by and pick her up? Yes, that is fine. Now Hanabi, congratulations on becoming the new Toad Summoner. I know you wanted to challenge Hinata to become the new clan head, but with you becoming a Toad Summoner, you have essentially become the next person for the next legendary Sani group that is to be made. You will be sent on high rank missions sometime for a few months that will keep you away from the village. So you have no choice but to make your clan head by disqualification. I get to travel whenever I want. That's like unlimited vacation time. Yeah, I'll have mission, but I can deal with those, she said. And maybe I can bring Yuki-kun with me sometime, she said. Yuki-kun, Hanabi. Well, I didn't realize you and Yukimaru were dating already. Hanabi snapped out of her trance. Realized that she said it out loud. As she looked at her father and Neji, she paled and tried to come up with a solution. Hanabi, you're 15 now. You grew up into a beautiful young lady. However, it's my job as your big sister to teach you and give you the talk. Now come with me. We have some talking to do, said Hinata. Oh well, I gotta go. Bye. As she ran off, the three Hyuga's members chased her down. Well, that was interesting, said Naruto. Yeah, it was. Well, I'm off to bang your grandmother. I'll see you in a few months, said Jiraiya as he poofed away. I seriously didn't need to know that, said Naruto as he teleported. So I guess introductions are over then. I can't believe they forgot about me, said Gamikichi. He was about to go home, but he was suddenly scooped up. Sorry, Kichi, but I had to leave quickly. They're still on my tail. As Gamikichi looked back and saw Hinata, Hayachi, and Neji gaining on her. Hey, run faster and guilty by association, he said, as she took off with Gamikichi in her hands. Time skip. 3 months later. It was March 2nd. Nothing major really happened. Well, the big news is that Ayam gave birth 2 weeks ago. Had a boy who she named Tuki, after her father. As Naruto was currently on top of the Hokage monument with Samui. As the alarms went off, it was time to fight off the army. The sand was being protected by Shikaku, who Naruto removed from Gaara. And just like what Kurama did, he gave Gaara healing ability. As Shikaku also changed something in Gaara, metabolism, giving them power to use Iron Sand. Konoha was protected by Komi, who was removed 2 months ago from Fu. He gave Fu the same healing ability and his power to control any bug that she wanted to. Neither of them could be sealed again because Naruto came up with a seal the counter. Process of sealing tail beasts. Are you ready to go, said Naruto to Samui. Yeah, let's go. As the both of them share a passionate kiss. As they broke the kiss after this war is over, I'm putting a baby in you, he said. Let's go before I get horny and rip your clothes off, she said. He chuckled as he teleported them to where the fight will be at. Over the past 4 months, he created 20,000 Hyrule kunai with the help of Shadow clones, and he gave them to the Leaf Ninjas as they were scattered around the battlefield. Good job on scattering them out. I should be able to take out a huge chunk of their forces. 5 minutes later, Gaara joined in, next to Tsunade and Jiraiya. As Naruto and Tsunade stepped forward, you look nice, Granny, said Naruto as she was in her battle gear. Thank you, I'm surprised it still fits. I thought it would since the girls grew since then, she said. By the way, when's the wedding, said Naruto, as Jiraiya asked her to marry him a month ago and she said yes. I'm thinking about having it in June or July. What about you? Me and Samui decided to have you do the ceremony. She doesn't want a big wedding or anything. Well then, what do you say we do it now? Asked Tsunade. You know what? That's a wonderful idea, he said, as he walked over and came back with Samui. Alright, they're 10 minutes away, said Tsunade. Get out the rings. As they did as they were told. We're gathered here today for the wedding of Naruto Namikaze and his fiancée, Samui. If anyone objects to this, please speak now. No one said anything. Now, Naruto, do you swear to take care and love Samui in sickness and health? To stand by her side till the end of time? I do, he said. Samui, do you promise to do the same for Naruto, she asked. I do. Now, by the power invested in me, I pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Namikaze. You may kiss your bride, said Tsunade, as the both of them share a passionate, deep loving kiss. Alright, that's enough, said Tsunade, as they were going at it for a bit too long. We have our army coming, she said, as Jiraiya and Gaara came up to them. Congratulations, Naruto, said Gaara. Yeah, congrats, kid. Your parents will be proud that you found a nice girl, said Jiraiya. Yeah, I know, said Naruto. They're here. Sure enough, the Raikage came speeding in his one arm. His lightning armor activated as Tishikage was there as well, floating. Following them was the bodyguard of the Kakis, followed by the shinobis from the stone and Kumo. As Naruto felt the Kumo army, he could feel their emotions. He could tell that some of them didn't want to be here. But the stone shinobis, they were filled with anger and pure malice and hatred. So look at this. The Kazekage and the Hokage can't even stand in front of their own army alone. That signifies weakness. You made my job a lot easier by bringing Samui to the battlefield. After this is over, she will become my personal slave, said A. I'll keep this simple. It's time for the Namikaze line to end. That damn yellow flash ruined our life. He has haunted us for the past 18 years. It is time for us to pay him back by killing his son, said Onki. None of you are leaving your life, leaf scum, said Kurasuke. Naruto released a breath. Last time I gave you a warning by taking your arm. And yet, you still stand here threatening me. And also, her. As he pulled out a 3-pronged kunai. Terrified looks spread across all the stone shinobi faces. I see. So you fear for your life now because you see this kunai. Remember what my father did to you guys. Fear is good, it means you're human. Humans make mistakes. For example, you barge into our territory because you have that large amount of number behind you. Not even looking at your surroundings. The second thing, you piss me off. And you should know, I'm a lot faster than my dad, he said. With that, there was a flash. As Naruto placed the 3-pronged kunai away, Oniki and the others looked around. Something was wrong. It was when crying could be heard, as Oniki saw bodies. Thousands of his ninjas dropped dead. Holy shit, he really is faster than his father. Lariat, the Raikage said, trying to end Naruto quickly. He was the biggest threat here. As Naruto dodged his attack, showing his superiority speed over him and smashed his fist into his gut that was covered in wind lightning. Now, do you see why you shouldn't have declared war on the Hidden Leaf? We may be outnumbered, but we make up for it with skill, said Tsunade. You pick a war you can't even win. Konoha has won 2 of the Great Shinobi Wars. You really think you stand a chance right here? This is your last chance, surrender now or all of you will die. Naruto has taken out thousands of your shinobis already. So will you leave and drop this petty reason? Or will we have to fight, said Gaara. We fight, said Oniki. As A said the same thing. And with that, the armies waited for a split second, the air blowing cool. Before everyone took off, as Naruto saw Asuma and Yujiro took their rear away from chaos. As Mogi and Karu took on Kurosaki, and Amoy took on Akisagi. As Tsunade charged towards Oniki along with Gaara. As Jiraiya and Ace started clashing in a taijutsu battle. That just left one person. I take it you're the ATL Jinchuriki, said Naruto. Not even looking at the man. That's right, fool. I'm ready to school you, fool, you fool. I'm the ATL Jinchuriki, they call me the rapping Killer Bee. What the hell, said Naruto. Yes, he's known as Killer Bee. Annoying with his rap, but he's really strong, especially in Kinjutsu. They say in Kumo the only one able to beat him is the Raikage, but that is if he doesn't transform into his full TLB, said Samui. Well, if I can beat the Kyuubi in a fight. So that means Killer Bee became serious as he saw Samui. Samui, you have become a traitor to Kumo. Abandon the pledge that you took. That's a big no-no in Killer Bee's book. I'm supposed to bring you back. So I'm offering you a chance to come peacefully. Or, I'll have to kill you, you know? Even when he's serious, his horrible rapping doesn't go away, said Naruto. Technically, I never was a part of Kumo in the first place. I have always been a Konoha shinobi. I can't believe you, someone who's a Jinchuriki that has been treated horribly since Raikage took you under his wings, would be able to sit by and watch Raikage order women to have sex with him. Or when they refuse, he tried to rape them. I bet you don't even know what happened to Mommy, she said. She was a traitor and had to be dealt with. Taking her out. Mate, the village better. No, the Raikage ordered her to sleep with him. She refused. She was going to tell people what was going on, what he was trying to do. So he said that she was a traitor. I'm never ever coming back there. You're gonna have to kill me, she said, as she pulled out a blade, as it was a gift made in Dragon World for her. Very well then, said B as he threw all of his blades up in the air. As he caught all of them, even one in his mouth. What the hell kind of stance is that, said Naruto? It's his very own Kenjutsu style. His attacks are hard to dodge and unpredictable. Even a sharingan user can't really see them coming. Naruto unsealed 2 custom-made Tanto swords, made with custom metal. He had this made because he couldn't channel his overwhelming amount of wind chakra into a regular Tanto. They would always get destroyed. Naruto-kun, what are you doing? Asked Samui. I'm doing something that will even shot the tail beast. Something that not even a sage of 6th path could fully master, said Naruto. Inside his seal, Jackie was watching. What could he do that father couldn't? He thought. As Naruto's sharingan and Rinnegan spring to life, as they became silver, as a calming and relaxed pressure washed over everyone, as Naruto's hair started to change as it became white. No way, he actually do it. He mastered Ultra Instinct. Damn it, I'm gonna be sore after this fight is over, said Jackie. Samui, said Naruto. She nodded as she jumped back. As Naruto looked towards Killer Bee narrowed his eyes as he saw that Naruto's body was calm and relaxed. Meanwhile, with Tsunade, Gaara, and Oniki landed after that punch that Tsunade gave him as he cracked his back. That damn woman. We gave you a chance to turn around and leave, but you didn't. Now we will have to take you down, said Gaara, as sand started to swirl around him, iron sand. Oh please, I've been alive through 3 wars. I've tanked with Mother Uchiha. What do you think you two can do to me? I have fought legends, and now I'm forced to fight a Senju, who hasn't even come close to her grandfather's strength. You don't even possess anything outside of your super strength or your medical ninjutsu. So you're really useless in this fight because you can't really get close to me with my particle style jutsu. This is what happened in a village. Lets a stupid woman run things. A weak woman at that in the stone will be nothing but a medic or a lousy excuse for joining. Then they have me against a brat who just finished puberty and has daddy and mommy issues. This is a waste of my time. I end this now so I can kill Namikaze boy. Earth style, stone fist jutsu. He covered his fist in rock and flew towards Navi. Iron stand. Iron fist jutsu, Gara said. As Gara iron fist tore right through the rock fist and smashed into Onki. Snady speed through hand signs as she saw him flying away. Lightning style, electric, magnetic murder. She sent waves of electricity. Onki spin back on his guard, but some of them shock right into him as he flew away. Pesky brats, you just don't know when you're out of your league. Earth style. Rock bullets. As he started to send huge chunks of rocks towards him at an extremely fast pace. Snady jumped in front of Gar and started to smash through all of the rocks, shattering them. Earth style. Chasm, Onki said. As the ground cracked open, Gar used his stand to keep Snady and him floating. Snady then went through 3 hand signs. Water style, water dragon. As to their surprise, she created water from the water in the atmosphere and sent it towards Onki. Earth style, mud wall. He created a wall of earth to protect him, but Snady was expecting that. Lightning release, electric magnetic murder, she said, as a wave of lightning from her hands joined the water dragon. As the dragon that was infused with lightning tear right through the wall, shocking Onki as he cried out in pain. Gara, I'm more suited to fight him right now. He's only using earth jutsus. Save your chakra so when you use that particle style of his, we will need a strong defense and your iron stand will come in handy, said Snady. Very well, said Gara. As he hung back. You made a mistake thinking that you can take me on by yourself, you stupid little girl. Snady said nothing, she just rushed forward and take him on the taijutsu battle. Earth style mud bullet barrage. As he created a pool of mud and started to send mud bullets towards her. She tried her best to dodge him, but she didn't see his next jutsu coming. Earth style, earth dragon. A earth dragon rose from the mud and fired out a ball of mud towards Snady that was very compact. As Snady failed to see it because of the other mud ball that was coming towards her. She was hitting his stomach hard as she was thrown back. As Oniki did a collaboration attack, a fire style with a great wind breakthrough. As Snady created a massive water wall and blocked it, steam filled the entire area. As Snady created a clone and hid underground, as Oniki blew the steam away. What should I have expected? I'm not even going all out. You're struggling. You wouldn't even stand a chance at my best. We'll see about that, she said, as a clone dashed forward, as Oniki got ready for his next jutsu. But he could not pull it off as Snady burst from the ground. As he was pulled into the ground, the Snady in front of him poofed away. As Shadow Clone, as the real Snady rose from the ground. What was that about me struggling against you? She asked. But she sensed it as she had to jump off as he released his particle style in a blast, tearing through the ground around him as he floated back up in the air. Looks like you had to use your particle style after all, she said. That's a lucky shot. It's time I send you to where your grandfather is. Earth style, Earth Golem. As he created a massive Earth Golem that was at least 20 feet tall. Snady smirked as she went through hand sign. Wood style, Wood Golem Jutsu. As she created a massive wood golem that easily towered over Oniki's golem. Oniki blinked several times. What? She can use her grandfather's technique? Damn it, he cursed. As Snady looked down on him, on the wood golem's shoulder. This just got a lot more worse than he thought. But guys, if you enjoyed this episode right here, if what's the next part of this or what to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn bell notifications if posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. But I'm out for now, and also guys, remember to stay in tune for What If Naruto was trained by all the greats over on Anime King, and I hope you guys enjoyed that, guys. And I'm also going to be posting a brand new episode of What If Naruto was the greatest puppeteer, so stay tuned for that, guys, and I hope you guys do enjoy. And remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, I'm off for now. See you guys, well, soon. Peace.